Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to crack open fascinating knowledge and, well, make it instantly usable for you.
That's the goal.
So, have you ever found yourself wanting to share your day in English?
Yeah.
What you did this morning, maybe who you talked to at work, what you ate for dinner.
hmm
But the words just, they weren't there.
It's a really common frustration, isn't it?
It really is. A classic language learner problem.
Well, today we're aiming to fix that. We're not just giving you words. We're doing a deep dive into basically the blueprint for talking about your entire daily world in English.
From dawn till dusk.
Exactly from
Yeah.
that first sleepy yawn right through to your last thoughts before bed. And we're doing this thanks to a really excellent English learning resource we got access to.
Right.
It's a segment called English for Daily Life, From Morning to Night. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's truly insightful here is how this guide works. It taps into some fundamental ideas about learning, things like cognitive load, spaced repetition.
By breaking down what seems complex, like
Yeah.
describing your whole day into these, well, bite-sized sequential steps, it makes it manageable.
Right.
But more than that, it's actually optimizing your brain,
Mm.
for holding on to and using the language. It builds vocabulary, sure, but also it's like building the actual pathways in your brain for fluency.
Interesting.
So our goal with this deep dive is to dissect its structure, pull out the really effective strategies for language learning, and highlight the key words and phrases, the ones that will let you confidently talk about your day.
So it's not just memorizing lists.
No, not at all. It's about understanding the natural flow of a day and building confidence around that. What's fascinating here is how well it sets you up for exactly that.
I noticed that straight away. The source starts right at the very beginning, doesn't it? With the absolute basics of your morning.
Yep, square away.
It gives you this clear, step-by-step list of actions, almost like a checklist you run through in your head every day. Wake up, get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, take a shower, get dressed, eat breakfast, then go to school, go to work. Basic verbs.
The core actions.
But thinking about someone just starting out, seeing a list like that, even just single actions before they even get to sentences, could that feel a bit overwhelming? How does the guide handle that initial step?
That's a really good point, and it's a common hurdle. But what this guy does so well, I think, is bridge that gap almost immediately.
Okay.
It doesn't just leave you hanging with wake up. Right away, it shows you, I wake up at 7 a.m.
Context.
Exactly. Rapid contextualization. We call it scaffolding in language learning.
Yeah.
You're building from these simple chunks, the verbs, straight into full, meaningful sentences.
So you don't feel lost.
Right. It prevents that feeling of being adrift with just words, and it teaches you to speak in complete thoughts from the get-go, which is, well, a huge confidence booster.
Makes sense.
You also get things like, I brush my teeth after waking up, I take a shower in the morning, and I get dressed and eat breakfast. That progression is absolutely vital.
Yeah, I can see that. And then almost right away, it starts asking you, the listener, questions directly. Things like, what time do you wake up? Do you eat breakfast every day? How do you go to school or work? Why jump into that interaction so quickly? What's the benefit?
Well, this raises an important point.
Yeah,
It's all about active recall.
active recall.
Yeah,
Okay.
instead of just passively taking information in,
Yeah.
you have to actively pull it out of your memory. And the science on this is clear. It's way more effective for long-term learning than just, rereading or listening again.
Right.
By answering, even just in your head, or better yet, out loud, you're not just practicing English, you're cementing the connection between the language and your own experience.
Personalizing it.
Exactly. It's a fundamental shift from just receiving information to actually producing language.
Yeah.
That's what makes it stick. So as you listen to this stuff, really think, how would I answer these about my own morning?
Okay, so you've got the morning routine down. Then the guide kind of broadens the view, right? It moves you out of your home and into the more structured parts of the day, school or work.
The next environment.
This is where your day often gets more specific, more task-focused. So the vocabulary expands naturally.
That has to.
You get things like study English, do homework, read a book, write in a notebook, use a computer, work in an office, talk with colleagues, maybe have a meeting.
Common work or study activities.
And again, it quickly shows you how to use them. Full sentences like, I study English every day, I write in my notebook, I work in an office, I talk with my colleagues, even I have a meeting on Monday. Seems incredibly practical.
Oh, it is. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this part directly hits those common daily activities most people actually do.
Right, things you actually need to talk about.
Exactly. So the language becomes immediately useful. And those questions that come with it, like, do you go to school or work? Or do you use a computer every day?
Hmm.
They aren't just a test.
No.
No, they're like an invitation for you to personalize the language you're learning.
Ah,
It
okay.
reinforces that personal link to the words, turning these abstract vocabulary items into concrete ways to describe your reality. It helps you build up this mental library of phrases that are actually relevant to you.
So you kind of own the language more.
Precisely. It's not just teaching you what to say, but showing you how to say it about yourself. That's a key shift.
Okay, so morning work school. Then as the day goes on, thoughts often turn to, well, food, a universal, right?
Always.
I remember trying to order coffee once in another country.
Mm-hmm.
It was not smooth, let's just say that. This section on food and eating out feels like a real lifesaver.
It addresses a very common need.
Yeah. And the guide really equips you here. It expands the vocabulary quite a bit. Not just actions, but a whole list of common foods. Rice, bread, chicken, fish, vegetables, fruit, milk, juice, tea, coffee, soup, salad, eggs.
The staples.
And it's not just lists, is it? It's about expressing what you like, what you don't like. Phrases like, I eat rice every day, I like vegetables, I drink coffee in the morning, or even, I don't like fish.
Personal preferences.
Plus that really useful one, the food is delicious, and crucially, those practical restaurant phrases.
Yes, like, can I see the menu, please? I'd like chicken and rice. Can I have a glass of water? Can I have the bill, please?
So what's the real power in including those specific phrases for eating out?
Well, that's a fantastic question because the benefit there is kind of twofold, and it's huge.
Okay.
On one hand, yeah, you're learning basic food words, essential for just daily life, right? But on the other hand, those restaurant phrases, they directly give you the tools and the confidence to actually navigate a real dining situation in English.
Takes it from theory to practice.
Exactly. It moves beyond just describing your day passively to actively participating in a real-world scenario. For a lot of learners, that's a real aha moment.
I can imagine. Like, wow, I can actually order food now.
Precisely. Realizing you can genuinely interact and get what you need, like ordering a meal. That's a massive step towards practical communication. It's also interesting culturally how direct some phrases are. You're learning a bit of the linguistic culture too.
That's a great point. No more awkward pointing at menus. Okay, so moving beyond work and food, the guide then shifts into personal enjoyment, relaxation, free time, and hobbies.
The fun stuff.
Yeah, this is where you get to talk about what you love doing. The source gives a great list. Listen to music, watch movies, play games, play football, go shopping, meet friends, travel, cook, exercise, and of course, learn English.
A good mix.
And pretty quickly, you're encouraged to use these for yourself. Sentences like, I listen to music every evening, or I play games with my friends, I meet my friends on weekends, I love learning English in my free time. Maybe I sometimes go shopping on Sunday.
Making it personal again.
Yeah, this seems really engaging because it is so personal.
Yeah.
How does the guide leverage that connection? Here's where it gets really interesting.
It leverages it really smartly by including a quick challenge.
Ah, the challenge.
Yeah, it's designed to get you immediately using the new words in a personal way. The guide prompts you. Practice saying, I like, or I don't like, with hobby words like cooking, football, shopping.
Simple structure.
Incredibly simple, but powerful.
Yeah.
Because it lets you express personal preferences, which is, a fundamental part of any real conversation.
True.
It's about moving from just understanding the word to expressing your unique view.
Yeah.
It's vital for building real connections, real fluency. You're not just repeating, you're starting to actually create meaning about yourself. That's a huge step.
Right? Expressing opinions, not just facts. Okay, and then inevitably, the day winds down. We get to the night routine.
Closing the loop.
This section brings us full circle, right? Listing those evening activities. Eat dinner, do homework, maybe watch TV, talk with family, read a book, check my phone, go to bed, and finally, sleep.
The end of the cycle.
And the example sentences reinforce it. I eat dinner at 7 p.m., I watch TV after dinner, I talk with my family, I go to bed at 10, I sleep for 8 hours. It feels very complete. How does finishing the cycle like this help with learning?
Well, it brilliantly completes that morning to night journey we talked about. It creates this reinforcing loop for everything learned earlier.
Ah, connects it all.
Exactly. By covering the whole spectrum of the day, the guide ensures you get a holistic understanding. It solidifies the vocabulary and the sentence structures in a context that's inherently logical. Everyone relates to the cycle of a day.
Repetition in context.
Yes, and natural everyday context is one of the strongest tools for memory. It's the final proof, in a way, that you now have the tools to talk about your whole 24 hours,
You can see your day laid out in English.
which gives you a real sense of accomplishment and a solid foundation.
Okay, so we've talked about all these great building blocks: morning, work, food, hobbies, evening. But what really makes this resource effective, it seems, are the parts where you do something, the active practice sections.
Absolutely crucial. This is where the learning really gets cemented.
The source includes dialogue practice, right? A simple chat between Anna and David about their week.
Like, I wake up at 6:30, brush my teeth, and eat breakfast. Then I go to work at 9.
And the reply, what do you usually eat for lunch? I usually eat rice, chicken, and vegetables. Simple, but realistic.
Very relatable.
Then there's a listening challenge, a short paragraph, spoken slowly, with questions.
Testing comprehension.
And finally, the speaking challenge. Direct questions to you. What time do you wake up? What do you eat for breakfast? What do you do at school or work? What's your favorite food? What do you do in your free time? What time do you go to bed?
Putting it all together.
But the guide explicitly says something interesting here. Speak out loud, even if you're alone. That's the secret to fluency. Why is that act of speaking out loud, even just to yourself, so important?
This is where the guide really nails its most powerful instruction. It taps into something called the output hypothesis in language learning.
Output hypothesis.
Yeah, it's not just a small step. It's the critical leap from passive knowledge, just understanding, to active competency, actually being able to use it.
Okay.
When you speak aloud, even if it's not perfect, you're forcing your brain to retrieve words, organize thoughts, and physically produce the language.
Like flexing a muscle.
Exactly like that. This process tests and refines your mental grasp of the language. The more you articulate, the smoother and more automatic your speech becomes.
Building automaticity.
That's the word. So when you are in a real conversation, the words flow more easily. You don't have to consciously translate every single thing in your head.
Right.
Knowledge is most valuable when it's understood and applied. And these interactive challenges, that's precisely where the real learning clicks. They force you to engage, think, and actually speak, building that crucial muscle memory, turning those aha moments into real, solid confidence.
So wrapping this up,
Mm.
what does this all mean for you, our listener? We've done this deep dive into English for daily life, from morning to night. We've covered the whole day morning routines, work or school, food, free time, hobbies, the night routine.
The full cycle.
What's clear is that this resource isn't just throwing words at you. It gives you a complete structured system, a scaffold you called it, to build your confidence piece by piece. You now have the building blocks and, crucially, the proven practice methods to describe your entire day in English. That feels like a really powerful foundation to have.
It absolutely is. And the source itself gives some wise advice at the end. Practice a little every day.
Consistency.
Yes. Describe your own daily routine in English, talk about your meals, and share your hobbies. So my challenge, or maybe just a final thought for you, the listener, is this. How can you weave these simple daily descriptions into your actual life, starting today?
Make it real.
Yeah. Try narrating your next meal to yourself, maybe quietly, as you eat it. Describe your commute in your head, or out loud if you're alone as you travel. Even just outlining your evening plans in English as you think about them.
Little moments.
Exactly.
Huh.
Remember, every little bit of active practice speaking it, thinking it builds not just vocabulary, but that crucial muscle memory for your new language skills. And the confidence you get from simply being able to talk about your own everyday life. That's the bedrock for all your future English conversations. Start small, try to be consistent, and you'll definitely see your fluency grow.